What's going on, guys? T-Mart here, and today we have some potentially groundbreaking information when it comes to Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. So it looks like there could be a hidden mode in Infinite Warfare that they've kept under wraps, but thanks to some leaks that were exposed on Reddit, we may be hearing about it for the very first time. So this is credit to Convery and a bunch of other guys. I'm going to link that Reddit post down in the description, but apparently they have found some leaks that suggest there's an aliens mode in the game. Now, before we talk about some of the details, I actually have quite a few details on this mode. I just want to say, don't take this as fact, all right? So, a lot of times we go through this every year. There are super crazy, way out there ideas and things that people find and they say is true that don't end up being true. Sometimes they do end up being true. So I'm not saying this absolutely isn't true, but I'm saying you have to take it with a grain of salt and be a little bit skeptical about it. You know, this is speculation. It's not fact. So keep that in mind and let's talk about this. So obviously, in Infinite Warfare, we know there are going to be 3 game modes. At least that's what's been told to us so far. There's campaign, there's multiplayer, and then there's our co-op mode. And zombies is going to replace extinction. You know, back in Call of Duty Ghosts, we had extinction. Now we're going to have IW zombies. We've seen all sorts of leaks and stuff about it over the past couple of days. The reveal is just a couple of days away, which is exciting. So zombies is definitely in the game. However, due to these recent leaks, it looks like the co-op mode is actually split into 3 different categories. So the first category is called base. And this focuses on base building. It sounds like it's kind of like Black Ops Arcade mixed with tower defense. Like there's some, games out there like Bloons TD and stuff like that. If you guys have played those, it's games where you place different turrets and walls and stuff like that to slow down things from, getting to your base. It sounds like it's kind of like that. Like there are all kinds of different towers and different attacks and stuff you could place down. It almost kind of sounds like Clash Royale if you guys have played that. So anyway, that was the first kind of co-op mode that they have. The second one they have is called Ship, and it's based on assaulting a ship. Kind of like the campaign gameplay we saw where you flew your Jackal in, you kind of landed on the ship and took it over and that sort of thing. So that could potentially be a co-op mode or kind of like a secondary mode. And then also they have a Horde mode, which is the zombies mode, which we're all already expecting. So Horde is zombies, we already know about that. But the first two, the base and the ship modes, are listed and associated with an alien mode option. Like some of the descriptions that these guys found even say with cryptids instead of enemy soldiers. And if you guys don't know what a cryptid is an animal or plant whose existence has been suggested but has not been discovered or documented by the scientific community or by direct evidence. So aka aliens or Loch Ness monsters or anything like that. But in this case, obviously, it'd be aliens. And there are all kinds of other little details that these guys have found that suggest a mode other than just zombies, because there's like specially labeled score streak and base building tools that are based on anti-air. You don't need anti-air stuff in zombies. You did need anti-air stuff in extinction. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. It sounds pretty insane. Like think about a ship assault mission where you have to go onto a ship that's been taken over by aliens and you have to take it back. Or you're on a ship and your ship gets attacked by aliens, you have to defend it. That would be absolutely insane. So obviously this sounds pretty cool, but is it real? It's impossible to tell at this point, okay? So like I said, we go through this every single year. There are always all these crazy out there, insane things that most of the time end up being false, but sometimes they end up being true. So we can't tell for sure right now. Obviously, at this point in the game, it's kind of unlikely for them to have this much information. I'm not sure where Convery and all the other guys that worked on this got all of this data from to mine into it and find out this info. If the game was already out and, it still wasn't announced yet, but they had access to all the files in the whole game, I would be a little bit more, trusting of that. But at the same time, it looked like there are a lot of people that were vouching for Convery and the rest of the guys and said that they, were typically, pretty spot on. They had leaked stuff in the past that ended up being true. So I don't think that this is something that they would 100% falsify. Like, there are people out there that'll make stuff up just for attention. These guys don't seem like the type to do that. So I do think that there's some sort of validity to the claims that they're making. I'm just not sure how solid it is. Like, this could be an actual new mode that they've uncovered, or it could be just old leftover code from Extinction that looks a little bit fishy. I mean, we saw gun renders for the M27 and the MP7 and stuff like that pop up in Black Ops 3 from time to time. Everybody thought those were going to be DLC weapons. Guess what we never got? Those weapons. They never came back. It was just old code because the developers build off of their old code every new COD cycle. So, I'm not really sure what to think. Now, we also had a developer from Infinity Ward comment on the Reddit post. All he said was nope. And then when people called him out and said, like, hey, that was, kind of short and, like, I feel like you should give us more information, he said, hey, I appreciate interest in the game. I just don't want folks getting the wrong impression. thanks, which still, like, it sounds like he's saying this isn't real, but at the same time, he's not actually saying that, which he can't actually say that because it's a huge PR mess and he doesn't want to be too detailed because people can twist his words and confirm things from his words and stuff like that. So he didn't really give us much information there. He's saying it's not true, but he's also not saying it's not true at the same time, if you guys get what I mean. So this is just, it's really tough to judge. I'm on the fence. I'm going to stay hopeful because I think it sounds really, really cool. But at the same time, I don't want to get my hopes up. So for now, until I get more information, I get more confirmation on this, I'm just going to assume that it's false because I don't want to be let down if this ends up not being true. But I think it's possible. You know, we've seen other game modes. Like we've got campaign, multiplayer, and zombies, the core game modes, but we've seen bonus game modes before. We had the free run mode in Black Ops 3, which honestly I was really excited for. I'm kind of disappointed that they lost track and focus on that. But maybe this alien mode is going to be Black Ops 3's free run mode. You know, that would be pretty cool. And, you know, maybe there are aliens in it. Maybe there's not. Maybe it's just that we're getting the tower defense and the ship assault bonus modes, these like kind of like co-op horde modes, but they're not going to have aliens. Maybe the aliens is just leftover code. I'm not sure. It could go either way, but I found it kind of interesting and I thought it'd be something fun to talk about with you guys. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. I really appreciate that. And enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.